Now that we have understood the broad framework of the balance sheet, let us practically explain the same. We take the example of Ginger Company and explore in greater detail on how things are presented in a balance sheet. For some of you, it may be the first time, so do not worry and do not be scared about numbers. Let's explore together and understand the balance sheet. As you can see here, the balance sheet of Ginger is prepared as on 31st of December. And you also observe that there are 2 years, 2016 being the current year and 2015 being the previous years. Figures are represented in million dollars. Broadly, the balance sheet consists of two parts. You have the assets and you have the liability and equity. If you remember the question that was asked earlier by Clever, whether assets are to be on the top or liability and equity on the top, you can see here in Ginger Company that assets are on the top and liability and equity follow the assets. The interesting part, as the name suggests, balance sheet should always balance, and therefore the figure or the total of assets, which is 29,362, should balance with 29,362, that is the source of funding the assets. Balance sheet, as I explained earlier, consists of two major parts, one being the non-current assets and the other is the current assets, part of the total assets. We also see the source of funding these assets, and two major sources being the liability, which again is broken into current liability and non-current liability. We also have an important source of funding these assets represented by equity. So Ginger Company has essentially three sources of funding, being non-current liability, current liability and equity. We can also compare the previous year as to how the funding has moved from 2015 to 2016. So are the assets. Assets have in some sense reduced compared to 2015, the previous year. Let us now get into greater detail and explore the balance sheet further into each of these items such as non-current, current and so on. See you in the next section. Hey, it's practical time. Let us now explore Ginger Company's property, plant and equipment. Property, plant and equipment, as you know, also called as fixed assets, is part of non-current asset in the balance sheet. As you can see, an amount of $14,500 million, substantial portion of the total assets in the balance sheet. Let us explore this in greater detail as to what consists of property, plant and equipment and its breakup. So Ginger Company has three important assets classified under property, plant and equipment or fixed assets. They have building, plant and equipment, furniture and fixture. Plant and equipment can consist of machinery and other items. Furniture and fixture could include items such as office furniture, tables, chairs, cupboards and so on. Let us also now see how they have disclosed these three items. Since it's not a new company, you will find there is something called the opening balance as on 1st of January 2016. During the year, Ginger Company has purchased several new assets. So they have some additions in building, they have some additions in plant and a little furniture. During the year, they have also sold a few items. So you have some disposal under building and furniture. The net of all this is also called as gross book value, and you find the total of the property, plant and equipment as $15,509 million. As you know, these are recorded at cost price, but we also charge some depreciation to arrive at the net book value of the assets. So during the year, there has been a charge of depreciation, an amount of $139 million. And remember, this is not the first year, and therefore there would be an amount of accumulated depreciation of $870 million from the previous year, to which you add $139 million of the current year, coming to a figure of $1,009 million. I know you must be wondering what is depreciation, but we will be doing that in the next week. Finally, you arrive at the net book value of the assets. So to start with, you have 15,509, which is the total cost of all the assets with us. You minus the depreciation that you have charged so far, and you arrive at the net book value of 14,500 of property, plant and equipment or fixed assets. Remember, this goes to the balance sheet, so you can trace both the amounts to the balance sheet of both the 2016 and 2015, and the amount is the same. I hope this clarifies on how we present the fixed assets in the balance sheet and how do we calculate depreciation to arrive at the net book value of the assets. We will now explore intangible assets in Ginger Company. As you can see, Ginger Company has $1,750 million of intangible assets. These are fed into non-current assets in the balance sheet. We also observe that this amount is not very high compared to the total assets in the balance sheet. Let us now see what Ginger Company has under the head intangible assets. They have two items. One is goodwill, the other is software. What do you remember of goodwill? Is goodwill good name in the business? Hope you remember that goodwill is not good name, but is the excess amount paid when they have acquired another company. Try and recollect the definition of what is goodwill. Ginger Company also has purchased some software. So in the balance sheet, you have $1,817 million worth of goodwill and software at the end of the year. As in property, plant and equipment, we have started with $1,695 million. During the year, added another $122 million of software, and at the end of the year, we have $1,817 million of intangible assets. Like depreciation, we have amortization and impairment loss as part of the intangible assets. So during the year, we have $32 million amortized both goodwill and software, and we have a net amount of $67 million of accumulated amortization and impairment, resulting in a net book value of $1,750 million of intangible assets. Remember, these intangible assets get into the balance sheet, and if you remember, an amount of $1,750 million is represented in the balance sheet. We will now look at the practical aspect of the last item in the assets called other non-current assets, and we will take our Ginger Company back to see what they have included as other non-current assets. To recap, we saw that Non-current assets included property, plant and equipment and intangible assets. They have two other items as part of non-current assets. One is the available for sale investments and the other is other non-current assets. Available for sale investments are those that are long term in nature. Remember the definition of what we call as available for sale investments. These are financial assets. Other non-current assets include items such as long-term loans given to employees, sometimes other advances given to suppliers and others. Ginger Company also has interest receivable and other non-current deposits. Together, all the other non-current assets is equal to $1,103 million, which goes back to feeding into the balance sheet of the Ginger Company. Available for sale investments also feed into the non-current assets in the balance sheet. So, with this, we complete the practical aspect of Ginger Company's asset side of the balance sheet.